even know that. Yeah, I definitely wasn't having clients do this enough, but this is really smart. This actually makes, okay. This is interesting. Wow, I've never done that. This is a good one. I didn't even think about this. This is awesome. Got it. Nope, that makes sense. Cool. I like it. I like it. That's advanced for sure. Okay. All right, YouTube, this is it. I can't talk too loud in my house because it's getting late and Mary's asleep. In 24 hours, the boot camp starts. If you have not signed up, you need to go to bootcamp.lol in the next 24 hours or the price doubles. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. As you can see, we've got our new app. We're bug squishing and testing right now, loading all the content in. It'll be ready to go. When you see this video, it'll be ready to go tomorrow, the 22nd. That's when it starts. The announcements will be at 9 a.m. Eastern. There'll also be a $10,000 tournament. It'll take place in 2 regions, NA and EU West. We've got some of the best educational content, got guest speakers, coaches, and everything. Really pumped. Hope you guys can make it. Sign up now before it's too late. This is the last ad and I'm getting after it. Oh, and by the way, enjoy this video because I got xPetu back to teach me everything you need to know about Shen. Make sure to check out his channel and everything, and you can watch me suck it up on Shen. It was a really good session. I learned a lot, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope to see you at the boot camp. I gotta go to bed. All right, peace. Love you guys. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this properly. If you're gonna teach me Shen. Now, I'd like to think that of all the stuff that I've been coached on, like I had my other coach me on Riven. I've had a Thresh coach. I've had a, what was the other champion? Tristana. Of all the champions that I've had people help me with, Shen is probably the one that I'm more experienced on. Okay. But I'm sure that there's little things that you can show me that I don't utilize. I use Shen as kind of like a low elo stomper pick. But I would love to get your perspective on little tricks and tricks of the trade and itemization and all that. So let's start with the runes then. Okay, let's see your best guess at what the runes are. Okay. Ooh, this one seems close. I'll go with that. You might flame me, and then I would imagine it's gonna be something like this. Yeah. Okay. So switch bone plating to second wind. Okay. I'll explain later. Okay. And then a double adaptive force instead of attack speed. Double adaptive. Okay. But that was pretty close. Yeah, definitely. And those two are basically just like preference questions more than actual like. And I assume you're going ignite most of the time. Yeah, I am. So, but the reason why I prefer second wind is because if you look at bone plating, it's much more effective when like you're like a ranged champion who gets rarely hit. But Shen, you're trying to take like high frequency trades. So every 4 seconds when you have your crafts, you're trying to take a trade. So if you engage in this trade pattern, then bone plating will just be suboptimal compared to second wind. And since you want to kind of use Doran's shield and second wind, they both synergize well. And you can kind of get an HP advantage through that. So it's pretty much almost, do you ever start anything other than D shield? Or is it just always D shield? There's nothing. Like you can make the argument for Ruby Crystal start because you want to get an item sooner, but it's just not worth like sacrificing the most important levels of the lane. You know, like I feel like every power that you can get in the first 4 levels is worth it. Okay, cool. So tricks of the trade. What do you know? What do you think? So I know that there's always because I've seen this from like high elo, just facing Shens. I've seen this thing where you put the sword on their side, and so when they go to farm, you can harass them through the minions. Like you could basically, this can kind of be like a zoning technique. Definitely, if you're not leashing, you should do this. And I've been kind of thinking like between 2 options here, because you have the option of putting it in the top side brush, like on the edge of the brush right here. And if I'm not mistaken, then the opponent can't see it if it's in like out of vision. But I'm not 100% sure because I never play versus Shen, you know. So I should check this. But I'm pretty sure if it's in bush, they can see it. The Q trick. This one, I only recently noticed, actually. I don't really, I want you to walk me through, because my understanding is you obviously get 3 autos when you pull your Q with this timing, but there's a way to basically add another Q. Can you explain this to me a little bit more clearly?
Yeah, so I'm sure you had some Riven coaching in the past. I'm pretty sure I saw a video on it.
Yes.
And I think it was Oryx, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So he should have explained Q extension to you, where you kind of use Q and use it at the last possible second, so that you have the last Q ready, and then you have also 3 passive stacks when you engage. So this is actually very similar in that sense, that when you use your Q and you just chill for a bit, like you use it in advance, then you will have those 3 stacks, and look at the cooldown, like we're effectively reducing the cooldown of Q. Because you can retain those stacks and maybe start attacking when your Q cooldown is like at 3 seconds or 2 seconds, depending on your attack speed. So the objective is to get those 3 auto attacks off at like the last possible second. That was perfect. That was perfect right there. Because you see
then you chain it again.
It almost timed out, but then you get the second Q immediately afterwards. And this is just like, I've been playing Shen jungle recently, and it's so huge on Shen jungle, because what you do is you use the Q when you're walking towards camps, right?
Oh,
you use it in
I
advance.
never knew that.
And it speeds up the clear by like 20% or something.
Because I did, and this is why I said, you know, going into this is like, I'm not really a terrible Shen player to the point of where it's like, but I definitely missed out on this optimization. And I was even playing Shen and like higher elo. I feel like early on in this year or last year or something, I was playing Shen jungle from time to time, and I was having decent results, but I didn't even know that.
No one plays Shen jungle, so they don't realize this stuff. But I'm actually planning on making a like jungle guide for Shen when I get enough experience on it. I really want to like figure out all the best pathing for it and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure it could, because like I said, I was winning with it. Like, you know, any jungler, it's just like Karthus, right? Like if you're allowed to, you know, he has a strong, not in the sense of farming. No, I meant globally, having the global access at 6. Yeah, no, not, I mean, Karthus playstyle is you literally just sit in your jungle, but Shen actually has a good early, like in the jungle.
He has a good 3 camp and 4 camp clear. He struggles with raptors and krogs. So in this meta, I'm pretty sure 4 camp is actually quite common for junglers. And you can use it to, and he clears the crab really fast as well, because crab has high base HP. Your Q scales from enemy HP, and then you can get taunt.
Oh, it does,
and I actually do this from top lane as well. That sometimes when I have lane priority, I will just throw him down to get the scuttle crab real quick.
Okay, what else? Yeah. Any other tricks of the trade?
Well, since we were talking about jungle, can you go to blue buff, for example?
Yeah.
So imagine we are leashing right now. So at this point we would be kind of scouting at the entrance, right? Because we are protecting. And when the timer hits 117, like theoretically, we use Q now. And what this does is it triggers the passive shield. So when you look at now the cooldown of passive and Q, they're out of sync. We use Q again, use it. And now we didn't use the passive. So now when 130 comes around, jungle camp spawns, the next Q will have a passive shield.
So you swap aggro.
So you can tank the first 2 hits with the passive shield, and then move back and auto attack 3 more times.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, I'm reversing the order of what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you're basically, and you would have, if you time it out right.
It's not the first auto attacks that you tank, because you let the jungler tank like 2 auto attacks, and then you get this like 3rd Q in that sense, and then you tank
get the
couple
shield.
Hits.
That's a little harder to visualize, but I totally understand what you're saying.
I have good examples of it in games. Like I do it every time I leash.
Okay, yeah, dope. All right, and people check out your channel. Check out xPetu's channel. Check it out, YouTube. Don't be stupid. Go over there. Okay, anyways, what were you saying?
So when you leash like this, then you also don't give information to the enemy because you didn't lose HP. Like
and you don't lose any energy.
Yeah. Okay, so those are the jungle tricks for now.
Okay.
Then we were talking about early laning and Q placement. Basically, what me and Shen have been kind of trying to normalize is the use of Q for the sake of positioning the blade. So in certain situations, you kind of want to gain control of the lane in order to get a Q as far as possible. And
you mean far forward, so up here?
Yeah. So if you manage to push the wave, like near the opposing tower, you get a Q there, and then you specifically retain or don't use it afterwards.
So it's a zone. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
So it would be, hold on, it'd be something like this.
Yeah. So if the minion wave is then there, then you have this kind of threat as you have the sword. And the lower elo players, they won't recognize it as a threat. They will just think, oh, whatever, they don't care about the blade. And then you can punish them with a trade. But higher elo players will recognize that it's a threat and then have to play more safely due to it. So it's a win-win. Imagine if you have your blade like behind you in this position. So if you have it there, then you don't have any kind of agency to attack the opponent because you always have to waste your E to gap close.
Yeah, the only play is like this, right? Where
yeah. But if you have your Q behind them, then you have the slow, and that's threatening cheap shot damage, that's threatening grasp damage, couple of auto attacks, and then you can use E to disengage instead of wasting your only escape tool. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, no, this makes total sense, actually. Yeah, I definitely wasn't having clients do this enough, but this is really smart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely have them incorporate that.
That's kind of like the... actually, there is some situations where you want the blade to be near you, and that's in kind of defensive lanes, I would say. So when you're playing versus GP, for example, you always want to keep the blade near you so you can W, right? To block his Q.
Then it blocks
there are
the
certain
Q.
situations like maybe level 4, you can look for an all-in. So you would like to set up an offensive blade at that point. But then the rest of the lane, you're probably looking at using Q to trigger passive shield to block his Q, using W to block his Q, and you do this constantly.
This is only basics, right? Auto attacks.
Okay, so I want to tell something about this W. So it used to block all on-hit effects added to an auto attack. So when GP comes with Grasp and Sheen, it would block all of that damage. But Riot made like a shadow change to it, or like they didn't document it anywhere, where Sheen damage for some reason goes through Shen's W. And when you compare it to something like Jack's E, which should be basically the same, it's a dodge and this is a block, so maybe it's a little different. Jack's E would block all Sheen damage. So it's kind of like nerfed for no reason, but I don't expect it to change anytime soon. And you also have to realize that even if you're blocking with W, the opponent can stack up Conqueror and effects like Triforce and stuff like this. So basically,
even if he's running this, if someone's autoing you, they are getting Conqueror the whole time.
Yeah,
it's not like it's going away.
You're blocking their damage, but they're still like stacking up.
Got it. This actually makes... Okay. This is interesting. Yeah. Okay, so what's next?
Okay, show me... I mean, you obviously know Taunt Flash, right? You have seen it.
Yeah, I think so. Right, as long as it's in the... Let me see here. As long as it's in the dash, right? It's fine.
The dash itself does not end, the flash will extend it.
That's such a long flash.
Yeah,
I see people miss it all the time, but I'm not really. Oh, that one missed. So it must have ended.
Yeah. Whenever you're taunt flashing, you should always dash at the maximum range. Because if you look at E, you can also do like very minimal dash. So you can do a short range dash. And it doesn't kind of like benefit you in any way. The only like places where you want to use this is when you, for example, don't want to go into the tower range, or if you want to like stay literally on top of your opponent.
That's why they're missing the fucking taunt, is because they're doing.
If they cast it that way, then you won't get the flash off like before the dash ends. So you always want to cast max range.
That's what they're doing wrong. It's kind of funny that I'm seeing so many comparisons to Tryndamere here in my head. But like, yeah, it's that. But it's like when I watch Tryndamere players, the one thing I always call it the tiny dick spin. Because like you see the range, right, of the E. Tryndamere spins a little bit longer, but when I watch Tryndamere players, they'll be like fighting some guy and they'll have him on the run. So like, say he's here, they'll have him on the run, and I'll see them do like one of these. Instead of like going, you see, like instead of going all the way behind them, and I always call it the tiny dick spin. So it's kind of funny. The reason that the Shen players were always missing the taunt flash is because they're doing the tiny dick taunt, where they weren't actually dragging. They weren't dragging their dick as far as it can be dragged, right? Like they were just
and then like I mean, obviously taunt flash can be done in any direction you want, because you choose two directions, right? First you choose the direction of the taunt and then the flash, so you can do stuff like that, and then you can combine it to hit as many people as possible in a scenario.
So wait, so it'd be like
yes,
like that. Oh, that's pretty dope. Okay, I don't think I've ever done this before in a game. I don't think I've ever done that in a game.
That's pretty spicy, especially when you come like you ultimate the bot lane, and then you taunt maybe the support, and at the end of the taunt you flash on top of the ADC. That makes for a really good place.
Okay, I'm bad, but that would be. Wow, I've never done that. This is a good one. I didn't even think about this. This is awesome.
Yeah. I have one good clip of this like triangle taunt. It's
the manly taunt.
You rarely get like situations where people are lined up in a way where you can get a 3 in a triangle, but
the delta taunt.
Most of the time you can do like a taunt through the front line and then flash on top of the back line. So what that does is it pulls the front line kind of away from your team because they're taunted, so they start moving towards you, and you simultaneously distract the back line.
So it kind of bunches them up here. If you were to do this, you would wind up pulling them all.
So if you follow that up with some kind of AoE combo from your team, then it's quite game ending, possibly.
No, it's dope. Cool. That's a new one. I didn't know that one.
There's one more trick with E-Flash, and that is in a situation where you want your opponent to have 0 time to react. You can cast E and then immediately flash. So it doesn't matter if you do, exactly like that. You could do like the tiny version, but it doesn't matter if the shorter or like the longer taunt is always better, because it gives you more options. Because you can still cancel it immediately with the flash, but you can also wait it out if you need to.
I see what you're saying. So you make sure you max range it regardless of what you intend to do with it.
So this is used like, say for example, you're facing Fiora in the top lane. You can't just E on top of her in a scenario where you have to kill. So what I do is I E sideways, and then it's just like I'm just seeing, okay, are you gonna parry? Because realistically, she's not gonna be able to parry like my flash. If she's not parrying when I taunt to the side, then I can flash, and it's always a guaranteed taunt.
Yeah, this is funny because I've been playing a ton of Fiora lately. That's been my my fun climb right now. And so it's very interesting to hear your perspective on it, because like I've been in these mind games with the parry now for about 100 games, I think. And it is very interesting. I don't think I've faced a Shen that's done any of this shit where they're like doing this type of stuff.
Because if you taunt forward right towards her.
Oh yeah, if you max range it, I'm gonna hit it. Yeah. Excellent.
Do you know about the Q flash?
No. What's that?
Okay. So in a situation where, say the target dummy right there, he's low HP, he's moving backwards, he wants to escape you, then you have already wasted your E, and you have to catch up somehow. You have flash. So what most people will do, they will flash and try to close the distance. So they flash and then they press Q to try to get the slow.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
But what I do is I press Q first. Say the Q is a little, that's good. That's good. So we Q now, and then we flash right like at the last second. And this gives them just. It was right, but you can just you can get the timing a little bit better. So if you do it properly, that was like just a little bit too late.
Got it.
The blade will like teleport the flash, because it has a certain kind of range at which it will no longer move this like constant travel time. Because it's kind of similar to maybe it was a bug at some point, but for example, if leasing queues you and then he reactivates it and you flash right before he hits you, then he will most of the time just immediately teleport to your location instead of kind of traveling at that fixed speed.
I see what you're saying. Is this?
Yeah.
Is this guaranteed? Like, is this live now?
I mean,
that looks, that actually looks right.
There you saw it, because it didn't kind of like travel through the opponent, but it travels at kind of light speed. So if you time it correctly,
I'm trying to get it.
Flash on top of the enemy.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. Huh.
Yeah. When you flash on top of the enemy, it's quite forgiving, the hitbox of Q. So what I want you to do is kind of try to go next to the target dummy. Maybe in a position where if you go maybe like south a little bit towards mid lane. Yeah, that's good. So you Q here and then you flash on top of him. Don't even flash like behind him, just flash on top of him.
Wait.
Now you mistimed it, but...
Yeah. I saw it though, like I know. God damn it. Do you do this constantly though? Or is this like...
Yeah, every game, like 5 times a game.
Really?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah,
okay,
well,
there it is.
So it's really forgiving. I mean, you even went a little bit behind him, but the point that I'm trying to kind of emphasize here is that it's really forgiving. Like if you just flash near the opponent, most of the time it will result in an empowered Q. The hitboxes kind of have to align properly, but it still like works most of the time.
It's so for me, I don't know if I'm just bad at it or what. I guess like that one. Yeah.
So you don't always have to, push yourself to the limit with that, because it's not really that important whether you get the last second timing, but the further you can delay it, the less time the opponent has to react.
Got it. Nope, that makes sense. Cool. I like it. That's advanced for sure. Okay, what else do we got?
I mean, there's something that's really advanced, but it's hard to show in practice tool, because you would need to have like a bot attacking someone.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. Do.
We go Europe West and then we test the blade.
I want to see that.
If I'm not mistaken, then the opponent can't see it if it's in like out of vision. This is actually important because I've always been thinking like, can they see my blade in this position? But I never.
That's kind of funny that you don't know.
I never have the okay, come hop into practice tool. Let's test it out.
Yeah, man, these coaching sessions are the truth when it comes to figuring this stuff out.
I forgot to mention why I prefer double adaptive over attack speed.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And the reason is that starting level 3, if you have double adaptive, then one Q out attack will kill the caster minions after they've been hit by a turret.
Okay.
So So basically, that guarantees your first CS if you're in a kind of lane matchup where you will get pushed in, because you will just kill the melee minions with normal auto attacks and then use Q, and you have 3 auto attacks for 3 caster minions.
I see.
And then in general, in early game fights, the adaptive force will do more damage than the attack speed, because your Q gives you attack speed. So you're kind of complementing the attack speed with some AD.
Got it. So take your bets. Can I see the sword or no? I say I can see the sword.
I want to say you don't see it, but okay, here's my assumption. You won't see it, but you will see the marker on Shen's body, which shows the direction where the blade is.
All right.
Okay, you can come now.
It's like hide and seek. All right, count
Let's
to
see
10.
first when I'm out of vision. Okay, you can't see it when I'm out of vision.
Yeah.
I come in the vision. Look, you can't see it. You see the marker, which shows the direction, but you don't see the blade itself. And then if you move the blade here, now you see it.
Yeah. So I guess the best value you would have is throw it in the brush and don't even pop out of the brush until the last second then? You know what I mean? Like if you're in
I know what you mean, but the thing is, can you come into the bush? I'll show you. So,
don't hurt me.
The position you want to take is like at the like closest possible corner to the middle of the lane.
Okay.
That's actually that's in the bush. So the reason why we want to put it as close as possible is that we get better angles. Because now this is a good angle where I will get you if you're standing on top of your caster minions, and I can still get you from this position. But if I placed it, for example, like at this position, at like the north side of the bush, then I can't hit you in this position where you're standing behind the caster minions. So there's actually a difference there.
Is there, I mean, at a certain point, it almost seems like it's not even a bad idea to just drop it where I'm standing. Like, if you're allowed to get here. Yeah.
This is what I do most of the time as well. And the results of our testing still say that, okay, we don't see the blade, but since we can see the marker on Shen's body pointing towards the direction, then a good player will not kind of lose any information.
Yeah, it's not as sneaky as we'd like to think it is, right?
Yeah.
It's very telegraphed.
This position where you have the blade in the middle of the lane allows for the most variety in terms of like angles where you can hit the opponent.
Cool. No, this is perfect. This is perfect. Was there something you wanted to show me specifically? Something advanced,
let's go into the river.
Okay.
Wait, do we have practice tool stuff?
No, we don't. I wish we did.
Oh.
Why? What did you want to?
Damn it. Yeah, we probably need practice tool stuff for this.
Yeah, so you know what's funny about that is that there's guys that have the ability. Yeah, there's guys that have the ability, but I don't have it. Okay, we'll chalk this up to you show the secret tech on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So we've covered pretty much everything. Now it's time to go to a game and see if I can win a game with you in my ear. And if I lose, I will still post it to YouTube even if I lose.
Yeah,
I'm a man. Yeah, I'm a man.
Let's do it. Oh, what elo is this?